Hello, survivors. This is NK Productions back again. I really do like the way that sounds. I don't know. I have to roll with it. I think it's gonna be my thing from now on. Hello, survivors. I hope no other YouTuber has that, cause I swear I didn't pick it up from anything. So it just came to me one day. So hopefully nobody has that. Um, but I don't know. We're going to be talking about bases. You can see here this guy is in fact having some lag issues, or maybe I am. Huh. But anyways, we are going to be talking about bases. Bases, everything to do with bases. From constructing to maintaining to supplies to defending to attacking. Everything that has to do with bases. Um, this is going to be a mini guide. Not necessarily in Let's Talk. It's kind of like it, but not really. I have things that are planned out and I want to focus on. So, hopefully you guys are prepared to learn some stuff and gain some knowledge. Because we're about to do that. Yeah. Alright, so I just spent a minute talking about nothing. Alright, the first thing I have a sticky note here, so I am set. The first thing about bases is basically, well, I guess, what are bases? It's a really simple thing. It's just basically in the game where you are going to take residence for a certain amount of time, or hopefully indefinitely, and try to survive as long as possible there. Alright, straight up right now, I'm going to give my complete opinion about bases. I'm standing up now because that's how I talk. Alright, bases. It's a love-hate relationship with them. Bases are awesome because, I mean, who doesn't like bases? You basically make a home, you can like build walls, make like little areas where you can shoot out. It's fun to do, right? Everybody likes making bases. Well, most everybody. And it's a lot more nice to know that you have a place to call home instead of wandering around the world like a nomad aimlessly in hopes of acquiring gear. I don't know. Whatever, but bases, the good and the bad. Good. Basically, they give you a sense of home, I guess. It's not really that much in this game because, of course, it is a video game, and it can only do that for, you know, a certain limit of. You can't really, it won't really like boost your morale to an extended level. You can have a set place of your supplies, so you don't have to worry about just trying to go run around, and if you find a lot of stuff, you can store it there. Gives you the possibility of holding a larger group, because if you've played Apocalypse Rising and you've ever tried to have a large group, you know how difficult it is. I've tried to be a leader of a small group, or of a huge group, way back in the day, like a year ago, something like that, back in 3.0 area, the amend map, if you guys don't know, but basically what happened is we split up into two groups. One of us was searching the forest, the other one was searching Trinity Airfield. You know, and we're going to meet up in between of them and head to MA, right? You know, what's the typical thing. But basically, what occurred is we were picked off one by one and slaughtered. That's the sad truth of it. Maintaining a large group without using Skype, or TeamSpeak, which is also still difficult, is difficult. Really difficult. If you don't use Skype or TeamSpeak, everybody can see your chat, everybody will know your places, how much supplies you have, everything, and also talking will be extremely slow and not really that efficient. For Skype, though, and stuff, it's better. You know, you could communicate faster, clearer, more efficient overall, but also things can get hectic. I know maxing out at around 5 people playing any sort of game usually makes it pretty crazy. Alright. Especially if we're trying to set up a base. Alright, so, I guess I kind of got off topic there. But, I mean, you probably know the good and the bad of bases. The bads of it, this is really heavily why I don't like bases. It's because people will come back to you. They know where you are. They know where your stuff is. All they have to do is come back. It's not like it's a really hard thing, because, do understand, so if you get attacked, you repel them. Great. You know, you might have some supplies, you might have a kill if you're into stacking up on kills, with who isn't. But the sad thing is they know where you are. They're going to come back, they're going to attack again, and they're basically not going to stop until maybe a certain point of like 10 deaths. I've done it. Many people have done it to me. It's a common thing. Everybody just wants, if you get killed, you want to kill the person who killed you. Revenge, you know, it propels us. And if we know where they are, we're going to go for them. That's just the truth. So, that's a really huge negative because you can't move around, really, if you have a base, you know. That's the whole purpose of it, is to stay in one location, definitely. So that kind of thing. Supplies, it's gonna be kind of hard to get a whole bunch of them if you're staying in one area, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna loot the area around you, then it's gonna run out, then you're gonna loot the area around that, and basically, it's gonna get to a point where you're so far away from the base that you can't get back there in time. But loot will respawn, so don't get too, don't get too worried about that. And also, supplies takes a huge amount of supplies to build the base. One, for walls and everything. I mean, you think, that little stack of walls, it's gonna be good. But after you finish your, gates, and you have to build the walls around your entire base, no, it takes forever. It takes forever. If you've ever played, you know. And also, supplies, building a base takes a long time. You're gonna need a lot of food and water. That's the truth of it. Alright. Now I'm gonna get into where. Okay? My main concern with where is it away from the coast? Are there areas around it, to loot? Is it easily defensible? And does it have some good supplies itself? So, what I've figured out is, also I've read the guide by Zolarketh, I believe it, or Skateboard. Yes, Skateboard. Sorry, Zolarketh, that was I don't know why I said him. But anyways, basically the guide explains extremely deep with everything. It's amazing. I'll put a link in it. So suggest you check it out. It's over everything in the game. It's really good. It does suggest some places to go, and I kind of agree on those. Oh, also it has to be away from the coast, because I hate getting fresh spawns from my base. That's why I never base in Delve that much. I always like to base at MA, because it's away from the coast, away from the annoying people that spawn with Makarovs that always try to chase you down, away from all that. So, what I have come to is the best base for me. This is out of experience, this is out of what I've done. This is out of everything I've analyzed over the few minutes I've actually thought through this, because I'm thinking this up on the fly. but it is true though. Is in yeah, I'll go with it. Amend. Wow, Vernal. Sorry. Getting some nostalgia or something like that there. The reason I like Vernal, a lot of supplies. Not many people spawn there by the coast. It's not many spawns there. It's more like way up north of it or south of it. So it's kind of not really. Maybe one or two is by the coast, like right beside it. So I'm calling it the coast, the edge of the map. So I mean, you'll get a few spawns, but it shouldn't be that bad. Great loot. You have a hospital. You could even border that up. You'll be fine for lead bags. But usually, what I like to do is the church is great, because in the beginning there's only one entrance. You guys saw it was easily defensible, and also it's still pretty close to the military tents and everything else. But yeah, just the police station, hospital, or church. The church is probably my most favorite. Yeah. It really just depends on how many people you have. If you have a lot of people, though, you might want to go base in a smaller town. Like, this might sound weird, actually, but, it's true. If you go into, if you go into a smaller town, maybe the one just south of Vernal, which, I forgot what it's called, but it's right south of Vernal, and you might want to go there for multiple reasons. If you have a small group, or if you have a large group, what you might be able to do is you might be able to actually secure the entire town. Sounds crazy, right? Not so much if it's really small. That's probably too big of a town. Like the ones you come across that have maybe a few buildings, something like that. Maybe something more like 5 or 6. If you can come across those, it's probably better. The smaller the town, or kind of in that range, 5 or 6 buildings. It's probably secure as walls. It just depends on how big your group is, really. Because bigger towns, if you can just secure one building in there, you'll be all right. Okay. Now the construction. This is probably one of the most important parts of the series, part of bases. If you do not construct it well, people can get in, they can kill you, take your stuff. Your base will be unbased, basically. You will be dead. The construction will basically consist of you having to get materials, bring them over to your base, and build on your base and defend it. The reason also I like Vernal is because there are a lot of warehouses and those small little buildings in there, that have parts and other stuff. They're nice for cars, too. Cars, yeah. But, if you get a lot of stone walls and planks and everything, you should be alright for your building up your base. It really consists of blocking the windows and leaving one entrance open. Alright, here are some tips on it. Make sure you walk the perimeter at least a few times. Make sure there's no ladders, no nothing outside. Alright? And also worry about your walls not being flat. I have been able to do this a whole bunch. People don't make it flat. There's like a little curb sticking out. You could jump on that and you could jump over on the roof of it. And that's not a good thing. Even if you're not up there, they can still ambush you from above. So, that's a thing to think of. Windows, make sure you block it from the inside. So, at least if they want to take it out, it'll be a little bit harder. And also they have to break the window to get in. Which you'll hear. Strategy. See? Well, I guess you'll have to get in either way. But you have to break it before, so you'll get a little bit more heads up. For your door, put something in front of it, to begin with. Put something like a wall or something in front of the door. Don't leave it just wide open. But know that's your main door. Secure other doors and other easily accessible windows 2 times. In the front and in the back. Like, do a double layer, one in front of the building, one inside the building. Because it'll take them longer to get in. And generally, if there's a gap in there, it will add more security to that. And hey, they might get stuck inside, which would be cool. It'd be funny, I mean. So yeah. For like more, here I'll just put some clips into me building the base, I guess. But if you're gonna like build up to a higher building, or even make like a watchtower, do that. Because the key with bases is knowing what's around you. If you know what's around you, you can defend it a lot better. So going in a huge town, like Vernal's really pushing it. So if you go into like a huge town, it'll be kind of hard to know what's around you. Like if you go into Kin, somebody could sneak up on your base pretty easy with all those buildings, But if something in a small town, it's pretty easy to defend. That is. And if you have a tower that you can see around you, that's even easier. That's why on the so many people want to base at the factory, because you can go up on top and you can see everything around you. Also on the factory, there's a lot of space below it, so the factory is a good choice. But people, when they spawn, they really want to go to the factory, so that's out. Sorry, I kind of got off task with construction there. But with construction, make sure you border like the on your roof. If you want to access the roof, that's a main thing for you. Make sure you border the outsides of it, so you have an advantage shooting down. Like and leave some gaps, so you can like go in and shoot out of the gaps, And also inside, leave some blocks kind of just around, so if a firefight breaks out inside of your base, you can just hide around those blocks. Or if somebody has a higher advantage on you, which would be interesting or strange how that would happen. But if they have a higher shot on you, they can shoot down, you can go behind that block and heal and stuff. So yeah, construction. That's basically it. For making shelves and stuff, meh. Maybe you can just make like a little like box area to put their items when you drop it. It's not that big of a priority. Excuse me there. But it's still, it's something to finish off your base if you want to. Make sure you try to include as many strategically, parts like blocks and areas as you can. Make sure you could see everybody without them seeing you. So like if you could go into third person, you'd be able to see where somebody is. Make sure you always have a clear shot in the entrance. There's like no corners or anything that you could just like hide around, so once they're inside, try to block those off. Really just try to make it as easily defensible as you can. You could go all the way to making a huge wall around your base. You can do that if you have enough stuff, or if you're a hacker, I guess. Hackers out there. So yeah, that basically consists of construction. This could be a huge video. All right, gathering. This is also an important part of maintaining your base. Remember, you need supplies to build it. That doesn't only mean blocks. That also means food and water, because you will run out of food and you will run out of water a lot. And pretty soon, if you're like leading it or whatever, or if you're not, people are gonna be complaining. They're gonna be like, I'm out of water, I need to go loot. And basically everybody's gonna just end up splitting off and going to get stuff and then eating it and everything. And it's just gonna be kind of chaotic. So always try to maintain at least at the minimal, like if you have the minimum group, if your group's like, I don't know, 3 or 4, I mean, I wouldn't suggest making a base above 3 or below 3. 3 is really borderline, but if you have like a group of 3 or 4, always try to have at least 5 food, 5 water on, because that will replenish your thirst and hunger almost all the way. So it's always try to keep that on hand. For a larger group, like 6 or 7, maybe keep 10 to 12. Yeah. You know what? Usually, just keep twice the amount of food and water for each person. So if you have a group of 5, then 10. If you have a group of 6, then 12. So that sort of thing. Sorry, I kind of changed my mind on you there, but that's just a good strategy to do, because then you can withstand maybe a day or two, or probably a full day of being attacked, which actually is gonna happen a lot if you have a base. For gathering, make sure you stock up as much as you can before you like seriously get into the building. Like, you could start building it, but make sure you try to stock up stuff before you like really want to, you know, break all the crooks and crannies out. I don't know, doesn't make any sense. But what's gonna happen is you're gonna run out of food, basically, when you're building, because you'll lose track of time. That's what happens, because you're just like, come on, block, move, wrong way, and then you'll get all frustrated. You know, it's happened. If you make a base, try to flip it, it will flip the wrong way. You like freak out because you almost had it just right. That sort of thing's gonna happen a lot. But for gathering, that's about it. Dead people, they provide good food source and water, so, you know, get them dead people's bodies, you know, eat them. No, I don't mean, sorry, I don't mean, like, cannibalize. I don't know why I went down that road. I mean more so of getting their food and water from off their dead, roasting, their dead rotting buddies. There you go. And also remember, zombies do occasionally drop food and water, and I think ammo too, so that's a thing to keep in mind too. But don't rely on any of that. Just make sure you have a constant food source and a constant water source and ammunition, because you're going to be using a lot of ammo, more than you know, and you're going to be running out of it. So try to stock up on ammo for every kind of gun. Even if your group doesn't have any, keep it there, because if you find a gun later, hey, it might have ammo. But if you're going alone, if you're wandering around, don't carry ammo you don't have. Don't do it. It's annoying. I hate seeing a body of a guest or whatever carrying random assortment of military ammunition when they have like a handgun and a double, or when they have like a Makarov and a double barrel shotgun. I don't know why, but it annoys me. Please don't do that. All right. So that's that for gathering. Defending a base. Reinforcing. When you defend a base, again with the strategical positions of blocks, that will be extremely useful. For actually like shooting out of it, again on gathering, storing up as much ammunition as you can, trying to get, you know, the superior amount of ammunition, because if you store up enough, they're gonna run out because you'll have more than them. Also though, try to save your shots. Don't waste too much ammo just shooting out there trying to scare them off. Even if you have a whole bunch, don't do it, because you're gonna run out and you're gonna be like, oh man, I wish I had these more bullets, or I wish I had the bullets I didn't waste earlier. That's that part of defending. Alright, if you're letting people in and inviting new group members to your base, when you let people in, make sure you have a process down. Make sure the area's clear around them, let them in, and close it up real quick. Something like that. I wouldn't don't invite people you don't know into your base. People really just want to take advantage. Usually, if you don't know them, if you just invite them to the base, they're just gonna take advantage and then like steal your stuff or just kill you. That's human nature. We just want everything for ourselves. We are terrible people. Remember that, children. You are terrible. But yeah. For spotting players, hopefully you're doing this in some sort of Skype or something like that, because if you say like player over there, you know, that's just giving away your position, basically. So make sure you have some sort of code name, like Alpha Bravo Tango Cheesecake. Wait, no, copyright. I'm sorry. Make sure you just have some sort of code name, like Red or for enemy or like Spotted. I don't know, something like that. Also with defending, I feel like I'm not giving enough information. I'm forgetting the stuff that I wanted to know earlier, so I'm kind of doing that. Patience! This is with everything. I preach patience, because patience is the true battle. Not combat, not your skills, but patience. If you outweigh the enemy, if you outweigh them, I think I just said outweigh. Yes, if you weigh more than the enemy, you will win. If you outweight the enemy, they're going to come out. It's just a matter of hiding behind combat and just waiting for them to expose themselves. Because since you probably will have the best cover in there, the most amount of ammo, better guns, you know, I mean, I guess that doesn't really support my options, but you don't want to waste your life like that. And you have something to defend, okay? When you have a base, you just don't want to go kill yourself, because you truly have something that's there. You truly have something that's not really a lie, but it's your base, and you just want to defend it. And never forget that when you have a base, that everybody never ever, even if they're on your Skype call and you know them in real life, never assume that they're not gonna just try to kick you in the group and kill you or take as much as they can, because people will do that. They're sick monsters. Do you understand me? Do you understand me, soldier? They are terrible. They're going to take your stuff, they're going to rip it out of your hands, and they're going to shoot you in the head without remorse. That's the truth of it. Never trust anyone fully, because they're always going to betray you. Always. Someone's always going to betray you. Someone you never expected. They're going to stab you in the back. You'll be dead. So, never let your guard down. I've been in so many groups, so many huge groups, that people basically just start leaving and kill each other off to get supplies, and it's annoying. Even I've seen in groups of hackers who can spawn their own items, kill each other. I'm like, what are you guys doing? You don't even need supplies. I mean, you could get statistics, or you could get kills and stuff from just killing off noobs and fresh spawns and other survivors. You don't have to do that. So just, please, when you have a group or a base, don't kill each other off. Just work as a team. It will be as rewarding, if not more, both with your supplies, with your knowledge, with, you know, not really with your knowledge, but like, you know, like what you learned maybe with the experience, though, that what just went on. It'll just be more giving, and be more it'll be better for you overall. All right, but maintaining a base basically ties in with supplies and construction. Always make sure you never leave a gap open. Somebody, when they're attacking, they could have unchinked a piece of your armor. So always make sure you always repair your base and make sure nothing's wrong with it. Because in the video before, in the very, very beginning, what happened basically was I was following up these guys and attacked them. And yeah, it was basically war, me fighting and attacking them and everything like that. But what happened is I was attacking them. They're all in the church. I probably thought they're going to run out of food or water. But what they started to do is they started to move around box on the inside. I'm like, those idiots! They're going to get themselves killed. Which is a good thing. But they're not focusing. And also when they move around things, it's going to be a little bit more alien to them. And it's going to be a little bit harder to defend once you move around things. Sorry, I'm rambling on here. That makes no sense. Ignore all that part. Maintaining is really just repairing your base, resupplying your ammo and your food, water, and keeping the morale high in your group. Morale is basically like your the group's like not really like attitude, but their if they're happy or not, basically. Because if they're not happy, they're gonna kill everybody. So make sure you throw parties. Make sure you have preaching. I mean, that actually is a good idea. Alright, I just thought of something amazing. World of YouTube, somehow, let the YouTube gods bless us upon Apocalypse Rising and the community. We need to make a huge group of the entire server and take in, and we'll host, like, sermons, and we'll host, like, a whole bunch of, like, drinks. Like, we'll have, like, a bar full of, like, Mountain Dew and stuff. I could just see it. Or not Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, sorry, Daisy. But, it would be amazing. Imagine having leadership and like a rank system and oh, it'd just be awesome. That's my dream in Apocalypse Rising. Then everybody would stop fighting. One day we'd all come together as a group, hold hands, you know, do that, and make like an awesome, huge party in the middle of kin, and no bandits, no zombies because we killed them already, no nothing. We would gather like cars. We'll have like an army of cars. It'll be awesome. But those are only dreams. Only now is the only thing you feel now is cold pain and misery. Nothing else in this world anymore. Alright, that was dramatic. Okay, let's get into fun stuff. People probably all left my video because they're 26 minutes long. Okay, attacking. I'm gonna try to speed this up a little more. With attacking, first step of attacking a base is you gotta plot it out. Always have Skype or something to talk with your friends, because if you don't, you're gonna give away your position. It's just gonna go wrong. So when you're gonna attack a base, you gotta plot this out. That means you gotta work on your flanking. You could have a distraction in the front while the other guy snakes you on the back with the entrencher and opens up a little gap, comes in and kills them all with his machine gun. Yeah, I've never done that before. Wink, wink. All right. Or another thing too is you could be like, oh please help, I just want to be in your group or something like that. Take him in, leaves the group, slaughters their entire team. Well, probably not. Nobody really likes the whole leaving group thing. A full-scale attack using cars would be sweet. Imagine that, having like 8 cars swarm in like The Walking Dead. Have a tank. Well, that's cool. Tanks. That's a genius idea, Guzmanak. But yeah, for attacking, you always gotta plot it out. Make sure you have a strategy beforehand. Never just full-on attack a base. It's gonna fail usually. Never just sit up on a hill and snipe down upon people in the base, because it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Always have some sort of strategy, and that means waiting them out until they just go outside and get to gather more food and water, then kill them and rush in and take out their friends that are who's surprised or whatever, or just whatever you gotta do. You know, just think of something, because always plan out the bases. Try to know their numbers before you attack. Try to know their supplies, even if that means running in a person inside real quick to scout stuff out, and maybe just try to kill somebody in the process. You know, damage the group, make them nervous or something. Well, not really nervous. Maybe just try to scout stuff out as much as you can before you attack, because it's never you can't ever have enough knowledge of the base beforehand. Oh my gosh, you're good, but but it's to a limit, you know. So always just try to know as much as you can about the people inside. Or not really the people, but the base, its contents, you know, how it's defended, the shifts, that sort of thing. Make sure if there's any people watching guard duty, my advice is try to just kill them first and lead everybody outside. That's actually what I did with a base with a friend. That is pretty sweet. Alright, that is the plot part. Tactics. That's basically plotting. How are you going to attack the base? How are you going to do this? How are you going to do that? How are you going to get inside? How are you going to kill everybody? How are you going to steal their stuff? What are you going to do? Like, are you going to actually are you trying to kill people? Are you just trying to take stuff? Are you trying to reclaim the entire base? You know, what is your plan? And make sure you plan your strategy out. Make sure you know what you're doing before you actually start. Now, this is the big question that comes once you've actually, maybe you killed everybody inside the base. We'll just give that scenario. You killed everybody inside the base. You own it now. Everything's repaired. You know, it's great. You have the base for yourself. Now, what now? This is a question that really haunts people, or haunts me, I guess, because when I take a base, like kill everybody inside of it, you got a few options. One, You could probably base it for another, or you could take it. You could reclaim the base as yours and just defend it from there on. You could just take as much as you can and leave. You can maybe use it as like a puppet base, maybe just distract them to come inside, but then kill them once they're inside. You know, like a trap. You don't really have a whole lot of options with your bases. It really, oh shoot, my screen. Sorry, my screen just went into screensaver mode because I didn't click for like 30 minutes straight. But with your base, my best, what I think is the best, is just take as much stuff as you can and leave. If you reclaim the base, they're gonna come back and kill you, or at least attempt to, and make your life miserable. Because I don't know if you know, hopefully you do know, is that when you take somebody's base, when you take somebody's home, you take their supplies, they're gonna want to come back and kill you. It's a simple rule of life. So, yeah. But that's just what's gonna happen. So, honestly, just try to take stuff and leave. Puppet base, it's kind of in between there. I mean, it's kind of low. Not really. It's kind of smart actually, but it's. I wouldn't do it. It's you don't really get anything of killing noobs. You just, or not really noobs, but fresh spawns. They just want to get back their stuff. So, yep, that concludes everything. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you all for watching the video. Everything, yeah, stuff like that. Watch more videos. Subscribe, comment. Please try to get 10,000 likes. Or, I don't know. No, I don't like that stuff. But just try to comment, do whatever. I might judge you. I'll probably actually really judge you. I'll really hate on you probably actually because I'm a mean person. But I like reading comments even if they're bad, because then I gotta make fun of them and tell them to my friends. but don't be afraid to comment. It'd be awesome reading comments, and maybe tell your own stories. You know, how's it happened to you? That's my question of the day. Has anything ever happened to you? Like, has any epic everything ever happened to you? Like, relating to bases, like, so you ever made a huge base and stuff, or like, what's the biggest base you found, or something like that, you know? I like to read the stories, it's awesome. And it makes me feel bad, makes me feel like I'm missing out because I never experienced these cool things that you guys have, because I feel I've experienced it all. Then I read the comments, I'm just like, jeez, these people, they're like veterans. I can't even stand up to them. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time. Stay alive, survivors. That's my outro. That is my outro. Yes! I'm out, guys. I'm out.